Welcome back to Let's Play Spore Zealot with your host Alex, also known as Solinus Dracone. Co-hosting is Alexander the Limey Whimsy. Hello, Whimsy.
I have no idea what I'm in for.
Well, frankly, it's not all that much. What we last left off on was that, of course, we made it finally to the space stage, which takes up the largest portion of the game by far. And through the magic of basically not giving a fuck about dialogue, I'll catch you guys up. They want us to go check out what's going on this next planet over. So, little bit of foreground, so to speak. The space stage is a bit of a different sort of play to the rest of the game. What it's all about is badges. As you get badges for doing various things, then certain tools unlock. And as you unlock these tools, as you gain these badges, your meter will fill up all across the bottom. Now, we will get into what the Galactic Adventures thing brings to the party, but for the time being, we're just going to stick to playing a little bit of Space Stage, and we'll talk about the adventures as they come up. So first thing we have been tasked to do is to go to planet Kalis.
Katniss.
Yeah. Something is showing up on the ship's radar.
On that mother box we call the ship.
Yeah, the Borg cube. Oh, looks like somebody's got a more stylish ship than us.
That's not difficult.
Also, apparently, there's DNA bones around here, too. It's a crashed spacecraft, and it's emitting a strange radio signal. Fly to it and use the scan tool to investigate the crash site. So we got our different tabs. There's the social tab, the weapons tab, the main tools tab, which for now just has radar and scan. There's the tab for colonization, we'll get to that shortly. Planet atmospheric tools, which we don't have. Planet sculpting, which I barely ever use. Planet coloring, which I never use. And cargo, which I use quite a bit. Alright. This is always our first mission, is we gotta scan the ship.
Which is the genocide button?
That comes later. Actually, there's not really a genocide button unless you play the scientist class. Otherwise, you just got... I think we got the one that lets us convert other people to our faith, which is kind of why the Zealot class isn't really my favorite class. You know, I have a specific way of playing the space stage, and it's not very conducive. Aliens, but no signs of life. Looks like they drew some type of cryptic map before they died. Wait, the wreck has triggered a transfer beam. Some items are coming aboard. God, it's like we're a pretentious Amazon package. Missiles and an interstellar drive, which seems to have an unknown star's coordinates programmed into it. The wreck's damage looks like it came from a fight. This ship must have been sent from some other planet to get help. So, apparently, we're following this lead. Of course, you get onto and off planets by using the scroll wheel. That should not be a surprise. The interstellar drive from the wreck is responding to a beacon from a nearby star that matches the coordinates in its memory. This may be the must be the home planet. They may still be needing help. Would you believe it's going to be late in coming? So you got 3 basic levels of zoom. You got the galactic zoom, which if you zoom far enough out, you see where you are in the galaxy. And if you look on the on your little ring here, this is how far you can go in a single hop. The ring will expand as you get new interstellar drives. Note that the little caret on that is always pointing towards Galactic Center. Not that you really honestly want to use Galactic Center as a coordinate for how you're going, but we'll get to that when we get to our expansion. So the first thing we got to do is go to the star called Atriandra. There's thousands of stars, hundreds of thousands of planets, I assume. There's so much in this game. That's why this particular stage is so gigantic, because you can go to every single star and colonize and terraform every single planet if you so desire.
Sort of. It reminds me of No Man's Sky in a little bit.
I'm thinking No Man's Sky might have taken some cues from this, because as far as I know, it's the first game to do this sort of thing. So as well as Galactic View, you've got the Solar System View, where you can basically see all the planets that are in the system. You can pretty much visit the surface of any of them. If the planet's icon, or if it says T0, that means it has absolutely no life whatsoever on it. It's a devoid ball. And that little dot that you see next to the planet's name shows that there's no colonies or anything on there, and it produces yellow spice. Conversely, we point to planet Akrama, which, it could be named anything really, and it says T2, so it has a relatively high life score, of which T3 is the highest, and by the little shape that's next to the planet Akrama's name, that shows that it has animals up to and including omnivores on there. So that gives you a basic idea of what's going to be on the planet before dropping down onto it. So we zoom into planet view. Something is showing up on the ship's radar. Looks like the Ultramarines have been here.
I kind of miss No Man's Sky. I feel like giving it another chance. I know it's not fashionable to say that, but I think maybe with its improvements, it now might be worth it.
And have you ever cared about what's fashionable? Too late. These ruins must be what's left of the home colony of the aliens from the wreck. Scanning the ruins may reveal clues to what happened here. Alright, and as I understand it, as I recall, that's not the only destroyed city on the planet. Yeah, see, there's plenty. We could scan either of these cities, really, and get the same answers. Sometimes you gotta zoom down in a bit, so we chose the scanner. The scan came up with nothing, but it seems to have triggered a response. Some activity is showing up on the radar.
If it came up with nothing, why is it a response?
A response from the planet. And look at that. That's a ship that Rambler and I made on our trader run. It was supposed to look kind of like a Ferengi cruiser. You didn't watch that particular series, but we made a species called the Ferengi-Ru. It's basically kangaroos that look like Ferengi. And those are still floating about. You will encounter your own creations. If you've created other things in this game, you will encounter those when you get to the space stage.
Are the Ferengi those racist stereotype ones?
Yeah, they're the money-hungry ones with the butt faces.
Yeah. And the big ears, yeah.
Yeah. The scan must have triggered the colony's defenses. These drones don't look friendly. Wait an incoming transmission. I already know what you're on about, sir. You're bringing your hidden lol to this channel. Better watch it.
No, I was seriously asking because they were the ones I don't watch Star Trek.
Warning, Grox intruders detected. All Grox intruders will be terminated. What Grox? Initializing self-defense code Grox 999. All Grox intruders will be terminated. We're not Grox. Warning, all Grox intruders will be terminated. For the last time, we're not Grox. So what's happening now is the planet's defenses have fired up. We got two choices at this point. We can either stay and fight, or we can just leave. Fighting doesn't really honestly get you anything in this game, as far as, the dogfights like this. Sometimes if you're fighting ships which actually have, pilots in them, this first mission, these are just drones, but if you're shooting off ships that have pilots in them, let's say you're raiding a planet, sometimes they'll drop money, and then it's worthwhile. Here, it's not going to be so much worthwhile. So we can fight them or escape. Which do you want to see?
Oh, just leave. There's nothing to kill. There's no point.
Yeah, exactly. So we can just scroll off the planet. And that's pretty much taking care of canned mission number 1 there. We go back home. But the game interrupts us. Your SETI device has revealed strange radio signals emitting from this star. Fly in and explore. Which is kind of weird because this is our home planet. This one right here. This is where our home world is. So I think it's supposed to say that when you actually spot a solar system that has life in it. But, for some reason it just bings. SETI, by the way, stands for Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and it is a real thing that does have a setup here on Earth. We've got all sorts of telescopes and radio arrays that are pointed at the sky, trying to see if we can find any radio signals from other civilizations. So it's a real thing.
Yeah, it did sound familiar.
Mission accomplished. We knew we weren't alone in the galaxy. Traces of an extinct civilization, hostile security drones, and the Grox. It's obvious that we must continue our exploration of the galaxy and potentially prepare for hostilities. In order to do so... Grassman. We should make a Grassman at some point, just for fun.
I just think my sort of capitalist noises, my harumph.
Oh. He's actually giving us the military voice at the moment. In order to do so, we'll need to set up colonies as a base of operation. Our scientists are already reverse engineering the interstellar drive to replicate its technology. We've also developed a SETI device for your ship. It will pick up signals of other sentient life in the galaxy, indicated by radio signals over stars that you target. We need you at the helm of our space program, Captain. We have no choice. We're in. Oh... EA and your freaking made-up languages. We need to expand our empire and our wealth by building colonies on other planets for mining resources. We've drafted a few volunteers to be part of the colony in Cretapac, which we've placed in your colonization bin. Our astronomers have been observing the heavens and have identified a hospitable planet, Lager. Let's all go settle on planet Lager, guys. Let's go have us a drink, shall we?
The Geordie Space Agency named that one.
How do I establish a colony? Placing a colony is easy after flying to planet Lager. What about planet Pilsner? Whatever. Select the colony tool that has been added to your colonization tool bin and place the colony on land near a spice geyser. It will instantly unpack, creating a colony, no assembly required. You might want to make contact with colony to make sure the citizens we packed in there unpacked safely. Yeah, I'm going to make the Empire proud by. So...
It's kind of... I'd expect a planet named Lager to be player-made, but with the network down...
Nope.
Just weird. I mean, having said that, I'm sure I saw a planet once that was called Race War Now.
Awesome. So... Okay. No, actually, as I understand, planets and stars and whatnot, these are not named by other players. Now, the way that the quest is detailed, it says you have to go to this planet to place down the Incredipack, but actually you don't. You can place it down on any planet that you want. So I'm not going to place it down on Planet Lager, because almost certainly Planet Lager is going to be a red spice world. Now, by the time we meet another civilization, we'll get the ability that all we have to do is go to a star system and hover over it, and it'll tell us what planets are in there, but for now we have to zoom into solar view. Woo. Planets in green orbit paths are easier to terraform and colonize than planets on red or blue orbit paths. Yep. So yeah, the blue orbit paths are almost certainly, well, they're definitely going to be cold, so they're going to need heat to actually warm them up to make them habitable. Green ones generally just need more or less atmosphere. Red ones are obviously too hot and they need cooling down, as well as maybe plus or minus atmosphere. What all that means is that the green ones generally will only take one use of a terraforming tool to get to the next zone, whereas red and blue ones, you may have to use multiple terraforming tools to actually get them even into T1. So, but we're not going to colonize planet Lager, because a red spice world is pretty useless. And this is where part of the strategy comes in. We want to find a pink or a purple spice world. So, our journey begins. And this is perhaps a little bit of a boring spot, because I'm basically searching... Oh, well, look at that. We have two pink spice. One is planet Kamenius, and then there's its moon, Webesis. Might as well do Kamenius. We want a pink spice world or a purple spice world, because these spices are much more rare and valuable in the early portions of the game. You have discovered a barren planet. Barren planets can sustain a limited colony, or you can improve its Terra score and establish a flourishing spaceport for your empire. So we're going to have this world, and all you have to do is place it where a spice geyser is going to be, basically between the two circles. Honestly, you don't have to have more spice geysers. That doesn't mean, if you fit two spice geysers into the same circle, it's not going to make things more productive. So just what I like to do is, if you'll notice on the mini map down here, I'm choosing a spot for the colony to be where it's, where I can see it on the map, because this map doesn't change. If I put it like, on the north side of the map, I'll barely see it. So I like to just put it right smack dab where it's visible. And as you can see, we passed the quest, even though we didn't go to the planet they told us to, and they said to check in. So, greetings, Captain. Your colony on planet Kamenius is up and running. Well, congratulations, colony of who gives a crap. I'm not going to be talking with you guys much. Ooh, now these guys are given pretty good prices, actually, for red spice. I'll be honest with you, your first goal in this game is going to be to get money. You need to get as much money together as you possibly can, because you need that to buy the tools you're going to be using for, well, when we get to the actual fun part of it for me. So I'm going to sell all but one of my spice to him, and we'll discuss the reasons for that later. Now, any planet that you're at least on good terms with, basically yellow face or higher, so to speak, then they will happily recharge you for a fee. You can actually get free recharge by going back to your home planet. You can always go back to your home planet and get a free health top-up and a free recharge, and that's all good. So we've set up our colony. Now let's go ahead and just check back with our home planet. Now, unfortunately, this colony is not going to begin to produce spice for us yet, because we don't have any buildings in there. If we don't have any buildings, it's not going to produce any spice. So that's what we need the money for first. Our first major goal in this game is going to be to get planet Kamenius up to T3 and start getting pink spice from it. All right.
Spice just a family-friendly term for space heroin?
Could be. There's actually descriptions of what each and every one of the spices do that I haven't run across for a while, so I'm trying to see if I can do that. I think you can only do that like in the trading menu, but let's report back to home base because we get money for completing missions as well. I have collected spice. Spice is a valued commodity. Check it from your colonies and homeworld each time you visit them. So basically, they're going off of the whole Dune thing, Frank Herbert's Dune, where spice is what allowed the navigators to, fold space and time to do faster than light travel, yada yada MacGuffin. Once again, excellent work, right, Captain. Yeah, right. Our empire will one day dominate the galaxy. We'll be counting on you to visit this colony frequently to collect the spice it produces. Our scientists are busy researching new technologies to improve the terror scores of other planets, which will one day help to improve conditions on our own new colony planet. In the meantime, we have more pressing matters to attend to. Are you ready to continue? Sure. Captain, we've intercepted transmissions that we believe are coming from other advanced beings in the galaxy. We need you to investigate and attempt to establish first contact, using the SETI tool equipped on your ship to help find them. Will you accept this most important mission? Sure. Your short-range communicator is equipped with a universal translator that will aid in communicating with any alien races you might encounter. You'll need to travel within their solar system to communicate with them. And blah blah blah, I don't like reading his dialogue. So here's how it works. We gotta find another planet that's got actual civilization on it, not civilization we put there. So just start pointing to other stars. And there you go. If you got a star that has little radio waves coming out of it, that one has a civilization on it. So we've pretty quickly actually found another empire. Hello. Drake's equation was right. A living alien race. We are not alone. It looks like they have sent an envoy to greet you. Perhaps you should talk to them. Open your communications panel. Okay, so right off the bat, they start off friendly to us. So I'm suspecting this is probably going to be a colony or a planet of traders or peaceniks or whatever. We are in awe. Biter Derek strides amongst the stars like a race of giants. Well, they know the right language already, don't they? We are the Jigoku Empire. Interesting choice of words because Jigoku is Japanese for hell. We believe that the universal currency is happiness, and that the, yeah, just shh, don't let them know. And that the best way to achieve happiness is through free and unencumbered trade, in which each party agrees on the exchange and is made happier by the result. How can we
You mean
make you...
shopping?
Pretty much. How can we make you
Yeah,
happy?
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, fair enough. Commerce does make for peace. God, look at this guy. He's got a tarantula face, and he's got a tiny little eye. He's just so horrible.
He looks cooler than yours.
You helped design this.
I know, but never listen to me.
Alrighty, how do we wanna approach this? I come in peace, behold, or call off your fighter before I fuck you up. I don't know, usually I like to come in peace, it doesn't really matter. Because I promise this, eventually there will be bloodshed, folks. I don't know why people choose the Zealot path for bloodshed, because honestly the best path for bloodshed, in my honest opinion, is Scientist. But bloodshed there will be, but not yet. Unfortunately, sorry to disappoint you, there's not going to be bloodshed for a while. Beings of your...
What other paths are there?
What's that?
What other paths are there?
Oh God, there's tons of them. Let's take a look here. If you want to know for certain what the paths are, just do a Google search for Spore philosophy, and that basically is what your path has led you up to in the space stage. We've got the Zealot path because of the combination of what we've done, but there are bards, diplomats, ecologists, knights, scientists, traders, wanderers, and warriors, and zealots. So you can get any one of those. It is an honor, yada yada. So in diplomacy, if you want to find out exactly which one they are, you can say, I'd like to know about your race. Thanks to the philosophy of prosperity, we the Jigoku Empire love everything. We love our empire, we love other empires, we love happy people. We love unhappy people. But most of all, we love our profit margins. And we love all the other things because they contribute to our margins.
These things need to die.
Everyone will die. I promise you. It's just not the right time yet.
It's bringing love. Don't let it get away. Break its legs.
Alright, so here's the thing, is that we need other empires for the time being. And the reason we need them is because they are who are going to give us missions. Now, we can get missions from our own people, but you can only get adventure missions from other planets, from other peoples, from other empires. And we want to do the adventure missions, and I'll explain why as we go. So this one, no need for coin flip guarantee, it's going to give us our first adventure mission. You want to work for us? We offer rewards equivalent to many important professions, such as dock worker and dishwasher. Oh, they're definitely capitalists. I'm looking for a quest. So good of you and your stature to visit us. To visit one as insignificant as us. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, we have a favor to ask. Could you travel to planet Nagor? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And see what... Shut up. No. And see what opportunities might await. Only if it would not be too much trouble. Tell me more. Yep. Just no. Okay, just no. Okay, fine. A little bit. Go for it.
That's it. I'm finished now.
Oh yeah, bit late in the mention, y'all might have noticed that we got letterboxes on the side. I have reduced the screen size to a 4:3 ratio, unfortunately, because Spore does not work and play well with full screen and OBS. So, you know, black bars on the side of the screen are the order of the day, I'm afraid. So, beam down. If it says beam down, it's an adventure. Our scientists have fitted your ship with a teleportation device that will blah blah blah. It's an adventure. Fuck you. Go away.
Can you beam down, once you get that, can you beam down on any planet or just for fun, or do you have to be on an adventure mission?
Well, there's two answers to that. Number one answer is only adventure missions will let you beam down to a planet to interact with things, but you can get an item later on that lets you send a holographic clone down, and it can walk around and into the cities and such. I don't think it can interact with anybody, but you can walk into your cities and see all the things and whatnot.
It's better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. It's alright. The star known as Harana is over here. You can tell by the little flag on there that it's going to have the adventure planet on it. And now since we've spoken to another sentient race, we now have the ability to tell which planets are in there already. So there's a red spice and a yellow spice planet. Point to this star just for comparison. We planet Maka. All we have to do is hover over it, get our ship in orbit, and it's got two blues and a green spice planet. That's good to know because we are going to want to get at least one of each type of spice planet. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and scroll on in. You just look for the planet that's got the flag over it, Planet Nagor, shut up, and pretty much zoom down in. I'm going to do a quick save, just because adventures aren't exactly the most stable things that have ever come out of EA's repertoire, so there's always the possibility of a crash.
Which one's the Old Spice planets?
Hard to say. I know Terry Crews is going to jump out at me, I'm sure. A quick visit to a spacecraft, to a spaceport to learn about the importance of adventures in the space phase. Here you will learn how to get adventures and what it means to yada yada. Vat-Tigo, your very first adventure mission, guaranteed always. So, Space. God, look at what we've created. Those eyes. Looks like what?
He needs a wee.
Yeah, but we didn't give him a thing to wee with. So here's why adventure missions are important, to me at least. You will recall that, I've mentioned this several times, that depending upon the path that you've taken, you get a perk for the space stage, which for us, that perk is the Fanatical Frenzy, where it basically converts an entire planet to your philosophy. Pretty much just makes it your planet. Now, what the adventure missions allow you to do is to earn captain points or spore points, and you can get weapons. Now, the weapons are only of any use. These things right here, all of these things here, are only of any use in other adventure missions. But if you go along an entire path's worth of these items, you can get the, shall we say, racial benefit or path benefit from another path. So normally, I would have already the gravitation wave, which lets you completely eradicate any all cities on a single planet, letting you completely conquer that planet, which is damn useful if you want to take over a home planet, which is going to have quite a few cities on it that you'd have to bomb otherwise. And I would always take the path upward to get the return ticket, which you get for the shaman, which is pretty much an all-peaceful run, which is boring as hell otherwise. So, return ticket is very useful. It's the only other useful thing really on this list to my mind, because it lets you get back to your home planet from any other planet you happen to be on, anywhere in the galaxy. And Rambler has just popped up in the Twitch chat. Hello there, Rambler. Make him do his dance? I'll try.
Tell him what planet we're on.
The planet that we're about to beam down to is planet Nagor. Spelled Nagor. Nagor. Anyways, so here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, is that return ticket, while it is useful, I don't see myself needing it until much later in the game. And I'd like to have Gravitation Wave, but the problem with Gravitation Wave is that we have to get some fairly useless things to get up to it. Like, all this stuff is just going to give us extra energy storage as captains. We're not going to get any weapons out of this stuff, and you have to go all the way up. Now, when the EA servers for Spore were live, you basically... No, it's called the Biter Derricks. Pay attention. It's uploaded to uploaded to YouTube. Come on, Rambler. Anyways, so, God, what the hell was I on about? Oh, yeah. When the servers were up, you used to be able to just get adventures that were made by other people. Other people would make an adventure, upload it, you get a couple captain points, and you could, round things out. You could get whatever you wanted. Eventually, if you played enough, you would get it. Problem is, and thankfully I managed to figure this problem out, because you'll probably remember, Whimsy, that is something I was grumbling about for some time. There just simply weren't enough Maxis-made adventures to actually get yourself all the way up the path to get one of the things you wanted.
Right.
However, I did discover that you can do a mission that is not listed among the other planets, and we'll get to that in a bit after we finish this mission, but it gave me just enough points to round out one tree, so, I got you covered there. Still, that means that depending upon what you want to get, what you find useful, you have to make a commitment. We don't have any spore points yet, so we can't get anything just now. This is just to let us, get into our outfitter if we want to add any other shiny little things to our captain. We don't have anything to add to the captain, but this is why the adventure missions are important. In a nutshell, it lets you get the perk that another class would otherwise get, if you had followed that path. So we kind of have to, a lot of these missions are battle-oriented, so we kind of have to choose a path that's going to allow us to get something that will let us defend ourselves, basically. So, Toxic...
Knight seems a good choice, I guess.
let's see.
At the end.
Let's see, Knight, Warrior, Shaman, Scientist, okay. Yeah, I don't see the Knight one here. Warrior, your benefit there is the Raider Rally. It opens a mystical pirate portal which creates chaos on the planet. Basically, it just summons a bunch of pirates to start causing trouble for whatever planet you're on.
Dark Eldar.
Pretty much. Now, I think this and Shaman are the only one that have out-and-out weapons you can use right off the bat. So, yeah, it's got to either be the Shaman or the Warrior if we hope to be able to defend ourselves. And Return Ticket, I'll be honest, I think by the time that we're getting to the latter stages of the game, where we're basically going for really the only two possible end-game scenarios, that Return Ticket's not going to be all that important to us. I'm sorry to say that I will be deleting this save once we've gotten as far as we needed to. So let's just go ahead and say we'll follow the path of the Warrior. So that way we'll start off with Bladed Knuckles, we can get a Plasma Pulsar, a Lightning Striker, and a Missile Finger. Those all sound like fun.
Missile Flinger.
So it is. And here I was thinking it was Missile Finger, and I thought it was going to be badass. So do we want to make any further changes to the dapperness of our captain here?
I don't think you should improve on perfection.
Fair enough. Alright, let's beam down finally.
Reticulating splines. As Maxis came up with the nonsense sentences that it would show you while it was loading.
Yeah, that's the first one that did it. I think Discord actually picked up on that trend.
Yeah.
Welcome to Vattigo, a bustling spaceport with lots of interesting characters. Speak with the locals to find out more about adventures in becoming a legendary space captain. Okay. So, simplest possible space mission, really. You talk to this person, then afterwards you talk to 3 people ringed all around, and then you'll talk to the captain here. Space Captain face, I guess. Or... wow, this guy's having trouble with that. War Cloud! Nice. Alright, let's go ahead and... you know what, I'm not honestly going to be... I'm not in the mood to go reading fucking voices and stuff. If you want the full effect, see some of my other Spore playthroughs. What I'm trying to do is just play the damn game. I'm just trying to play the game, and we'll get to bloodshed eventually. Because that's what people wanted to see. So you can just literally go up to each person, click the thing, do the trigger, and hit escape, and it'll skip it and let you move on to the next. And so, yeah, Zap Brannigan shows up. Let's zoom in on him for a second. Hard to take him seriously, huh?
Yes, just a bit.
Alrighty. And then, of course, talk to Robo-Worker. And just like that, we've passed the mission. And now here's the dapper dance for you.
Like a hacker.
Yeah. Congratulations, you've completed your first adventure. Great. So here's our Spore Point load. For our first mission, we get 100 Spore Points, and that's enough to get us up 1 level. And so we choose our reward, which, again, we do we do need a weapon. So we'll go with Bladed Knuckles because we're going for the Knight path there. Alright, and that is that mission passed. Now, I've never quite figured out the calculations on it. It's kind of a random thing, but I have found that you will get 1 adventure guaranteed, usually, as your first mission from meeting a new race, provided that you are at least at Yellow Face with that race to begin with. If you're at Grouchy Face or whatever, they will not send you an adventure. And by the time you get up to, well, Happy with them, to Green Face, then they'll typically stop giving you adventures. So it's, you know, it's one of those things where you leave the other empires alive for now. 1, because they give you the adventure missions. 2, because there's somebody to sell your spice to. And 3, because, well, we don't really have the power to go killing them yet. We're just not that strong. So we've already gotten some money for our trouble, and let's just go back to our own home planet to get the money for the other trouble. There we go. I'm in. Sure. Sounds lucrative. Something else. Okay. Get our recharge on. And we can buy more colony and credit packs if we want. Actually, on my scientist run, the colony and credit packs are actually cheaper. So I think that's what that's what it meant for the discount on various things from the tribal stage. Because the tribal stage is just all about what discounts you get. So normally it's 120,000 for me on my scientist runs, but the normal price for another colony and credit pack is 150k. Alright, so what he told us to do is to go trade some spice with another empire, so that's why we hung on to at least one red spice. Zoom on in, initiate the thing, and do the trade. Just sell one. Good. Now, I only sold one to them because they're giving us a terrible price on red spice, and we can actually get a much better price from our colony that we set up over here. So, oh look, there's another empire. We were just thinking we needed a new species to play with, and here you are. What an interesting coincidence. God damn it. It's like the gaping dragon. Close transmission. Yep. And that's another race that we've just met. Wonderful.
What up, McLib Clubs?
That's our word. And yeah, as you can see, this colony is giving us 11,000 per red spice. And that's what most of my game looks like, is basically gathering the different color spices and then pretty much hopping from planet to planet to see who's offering the best price for it. For right now, I'm selling off all the spice that I have, but generally I will leave at least one of every spice in my inventory, just to pretty much maintain that slot in the inventory. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and go to the star system Borculus, upon which, on the planet Valaralan, is where the Giblobs have their empire. Are we starting to sound nonsensical yet? I hope we are.
It's easy with this game.
Yep. Now, I'm just going to give them the neutral answer here, because I want to kind of maintain this not quite sure about us, but not ready to kill us thing yet. Because that's going to make a difference as to how our whether or not we get adventure missions, I firmly feel. So let's see, I'd like to know about your race. We, the Giblobs Empire, follow the philosophy of chance. We don't march around aimlessly like an army of ants, nor do we all wear the same designer pants. Instead, we laugh and we sing, and we all try to dance while being very careful not to trample our plants. They've been rhyming this whole time.
Kill them all, kill them now.
They will all die. I can't kill anything yet, I told you. Thanks for sharing. So they're apparently bards, I'm guessing. Alright, let's see if they're going to give us an adventure mission. Yes! See, generally your first contact with a new civilization will give you an adventure mission. So good. And this is the concert one, which is, it doesn't involve any battle, it's fairly low-key. We can handle. We can deal. I should have saved beforehand.
Put your new claws on anyway, you've earned them.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the only option to do that is when you're doing the beam down anyway. You got this enter outfitter option. But the problem that you have with the weapons at this stage here, and by the way, that's the captain tab, that's the only stuff that actually does anything. They don't exactly sit right on the arms, do they?
Put them further down then so they cover the hands.
They do that. I try to lift them up. It kind of works, I guess. So let's see what options we have for messing with them. We could, yeah, I think it's best if we curl these in. Then this weird looking thing. But then you see it kind of digs into our wrist a bit. We got to do more adjustments. It's all funky like that.
Square one do?
Kind of lifts them up and down.
Okay.
I suppose this is as close to looking decent as we're going to get with these things. But yes. What?
You could maybe put them on the sides of the wrists rather than on top.
Honestly, this will be fine. This will be just fine. Because what I've often done is sometimes I will just take an asymmetrical and just drape it off the crotch there. Sometimes I'll do that. You never know. But no, let's just go ahead and set these on the wrists where they're supposed to be. Square them up, lean them forward a bit, put them on the hat. Rambler says. Well, now I can't. No, unfortunately.
What about the wings? Can you put them on the wings?
Nope, I can put them on the tail. But I almost had them facing. Hold on.
That kind of works.
Okay, yeah, I can dig that. Let's wrap it around, stretch out the claw, and yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'm kind of wondering. I'm kind of wondering how that'll work out in combat, but we won't see that on this planet because I know this mission.
It'll probably just do the same punching animation.
We'll see. Because actually, those particular claws are sort of a circular slash. You do a spin around with that. So this is a completely non-combat mission. We have to lure Schmelvin out of his little reclusion. Intergalactic music mogul Colonel Jim Farkas is in need of emergency assistance. Head down to the planet and see if you can help him out. Hello there, Colonel Jim Farkas. God damn, if that's not trying to be Sergeant Pepper.
So is this an actual zoomed-in city?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, there's plenty of those around. I'll let him talk. My, you truly are a sight for sore eyes. The name's Farkas, Colonel Jim Farkas. You can call me Colonel. Thanks. I am the manager, record producer, and concert organizer for some of the most famous entertainers in the galaxy, including the one and only Schmelvin, who is apparently like this galaxy's Elvis, I guess. I don't know. Schmelvis. It seems that he and his backup singers had a bit of a rift this morning, and now they are threatening to disband the group mere hours before the benefit concert in the park. Ooh. Schmelvin is a fine talent, but he needs those singers in order to achieve his unique sound. I need you to find them and convince them that the show must go on. Ask the folks around town and perhaps you can get some clues. Try to find the singer named Lotta Pipes first. If you can find her, you are on your way towards reuniting Schmelvin and his band. Great. I'm just
still fly.
Yep, and actually that's going to become a part of this mission. Because I likes to cheese it, and getting around on foot, well, we didn't exactly choose the fastest feet here. We chose somewhat slow feet, so it's kind of good because if you're going too fast, you can overrun your target pretty quickly. But if you got wings on, then you can do this right here. Just get up to a nice high spot and you can basically glide. So your first goal, as the map indicates, is going to be out this way. And if I want, I could fly up to the top of that building, but for some reason it looks like my wings ran out of juice. So let's just see how much.
I like the little ones on the tail flap as well. Just
yeah, that is going pretty good for us. So this is Lotta Pipes. God, look at her. Hey, sugar, what brings you all the way out here?
Kill it.
Oh, the Colonel sent you for little old me. I suppose he wants you to see if you can get me back together, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm going to have to switch to social mode for this, and we're going to have to sing with her. Don't worry, there's no way to fail this. Even if we got a mouth that has absolutely no sing capability, we can still sing her. Where the hell are you going? She was committing suicide. Stop it. So we got a lot of pipes on board here. And now we got to walk our way back to Schmelvin's house. This would go faster with faster feet, but we were going for style here. By the way, these here are the band known as the Spiders. They never come up again.
Of course not.
They are pretty cool looking, though. So yes, the buzz around town. Everybody wants to see Schmelvin's show. Just head on up here. Lotta is following us. Run, get away from it quick. And of course, Schmelvin is, he's like, what? Oh, Lotta, you here to bitch at me? Fuck off. Yeah, okay. What, you ready to forgive me? Okay, well then everything is nice now. Goodbye. Seriously, guys, play the game. If you want to know what happens on these adventures, I've done it so many times I'm fucking bored of it. Sorry to let that show through. I want to land on the rooftop here. Aw, it's a pretty town. Oh, look at that. They got a spinny thing and all that. We could have made our houses look like this, but, you know, I was being lazy.
It's like the tiny planet from Rick and Morty, because you can see the curvature of it all the time.
That is pretty cool. All right, Cat Waller.
Qatar Waller, it should be, I would have thought.
They're going for something different, I guess.
She looks like a Fraggle.
Kinda, yeah. Alright, skip. You know, I actually developed a taste for radishes after watching that.
I'm sure you did. I developed a taste for sherbet.
Really? I
Because,
don't remember Sherbet being in the show.
well, the Doozer, was it Dozer or Doozer?
Doozers, I think.
The Doozer, their stuff, it looked kind of like sherbets. The radishes when they'd made them.
They look like sticks to me, but okay. And of course, you got to click on Catwaller to get her attention. I'm skipping that. This is full content gameplay here, folks.
Down she cares away.
Down at Fraggle Rock. Dude, to this day, the poison cacklers still kind of scare me a little. I was fucking terrified of them when I was a kid. Because I don't like spiders. And here's the thing, is that the way that the Fraggles talked about the poison cacklers, the reactions that they had, the fearful reactions, that got to me. It's like seeing how afraid of them they were. Even though this was just like a kids show where there's no stakes involved whatsoever, still the dread with which they spoke of the poison cacklers and what a horrible crisis it was when one showed up in town, it got to me.
Well, you know what our kids' shows are like, so it took more than that to get to me.
Yes, I know. The Reaper used to carry you guys into the water. By the way, I like how our bony ridges that we put on our back kind of line up with our yellow spots a little. It's kind of nice. So we just got to walk up to the squawk box, and here's Schmelvin's pad.
You haven't seen Plague Dogs yet, have you?
I don't think I have. Let's check out Schmelvin's ride. Look at Schmelvin's car. That's a vehicle model. Of course, we could have made something like that, but we didn't.
No, we made something cooler.
Yes. Okay.
Of peace.
This one, he spends too much time on Hidden Lol and 4chan. Which, let's be honest, Hidden Lol is to 4chan what 9gag is to Reddit. Schmelvin walks so slow, but yeah, you gotta escort him to the Colonel.
You look like you're a member of the band with that top hat on.
I know, I should be up there. As a matter of fact... Yes! Hello everybody. I am your new Ultra Star. Oh, let's face it, I don't care. If I had my way, this planet would get bombed.
Is this the funnily named planet still?
You mean Planet Nagor? No, that one's in our past, unfortunately.
Is this one Nagor, please?
No, it is not. Alright, so we're basically waiting for that lummox to path his way over here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Even further, I guess. There we go. And if I could spit at him, I would. You can't attack your allies. You don't know me very well, game, do you? Alright. Ooh, look at that. He's just busting a new move. God, those tail claws work. They work so well.
Doing the dad dance at a wedding.
It's fantastic. Okay, so for that, we got another we got another 100. Well, I don't know, another 200. Our next goal is 275 before we can get the plasma pulsar. But we have successfully completed that mission. And since it's that little amount to actually get to the next weapon, I'm going to show the one little trick that I figured out to actually max things out, or to be able to get enough captain points to max it out. And we got the Missionista 1 badge, our first badge, which allows us to unlock the small energy storage item, energy pack, drought generator, and atmosphere generator. These can all be purchased at pretty much almost any planet. Well,
Drought generator, what does that do?
It sucks the moisture out of the atmosphere.
So you can go to a planet and just steal their moisture?
Yes, and believe it or not, that's actually how I sometimes kill off a lot of people. You can also...
I'm installing this game straight away.
Oh, yeah, and it doesn't just work like that, either. You got your atmosphere generators, which can dump too much atmosphere on the planet and cause the whole thing to flood. You've got the heat ray, or basically it's a meteor shower, which that raises the heat of the planet, and that'll cause it to turn into a smoking, ruinous cinder. And, of course, got something that'll make it cold as well, which turns it into a frozen glacier. Now...
So, all these inventive ways to be a dick to people.
Oh, you'll see them all. I will demonstrate all of them as we go. Good job, yada yada, okay. Now here's where we actually get a couple of these items, and this is an important part of how I run things, is because these are expensive things to purchase. Alright, so I'm going to choose... I'm going to expand the Empire and terraform, and yada 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 yada. And so they give us one of each of the basic things. Now, for starters, you just get single-use items. Drought Generator, Atmosphere Generator, Meteor Shower, and Ice Storm. Eventually, you will be able to purchase items that will let you just do that on an unlimited basis, and it just takes from your energy. And that's kind of an idea I'm going for. That's something I'm going for, is to get those ones that aren't single uses. Because these are expensive. Drought Generators... Let's say we wanted to buy one. Well, it doesn't seem to be in this inventory yet. I do want more energy, though, so I'll buy that. But yeah, look, there's the Drought Generator and the Atmosphere Generator. 150k each. Those are expensive things, folks. Those are very expensive things, and I don't like having to spend all that much money on planets. Now, they want us to terraform planet Lager, but we're not going to. That's why we put down a colony on planet Kamenius, because it's got the pink spice. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's going to require a save, is that I don't know if we have enough. Logically, I don't know if we have enough yet to actually terraform this planet to be livable. They do give you 10 of each of what you need. Basically, you drop a small plant, a medium plant, a large plant, 2 herbivores, and a carnivore onto a planet after you've gotten it into the right temperature zone, and that will lock it into being a planet in the T1, T2, or T3 zone. They've given us enough, theoretically, to get us into being a T1 planet, and that is where we can actually begin to produce some spice. So I'm going to scroll down. I saved beforehand, because I don't know that what we have is actually going to do the job. So if you look down here into this little thing, this shows you the planet's current situation. We are low on the atmosphere and we are high on the temperature, so we need to suck atmosphere out and bring the temperature down. Now, so as not to waste money, I'm going to drop 1 ice storm and 1 drought generator and see how far it goes. If it doesn't go far enough, I'm reloading the save, and we're going back to this later on when we've got the money for an extra drought generator or whatever. So, one of those and one of those. And this little red dot, this tiny, barely visible red dot, I did the wrong thing. That's why I saved beforehand. I did drought generator. I should have done atmosphere condenser. So that's why I saved beforehand, so you can kind of reverse your fuck up.
You should be in the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I really should.
It's like, yeah, well, competence isn't required necessarily.
Yes, if we have a universe reloading capability, we can just use that. So let's try again, this time with the generator and the ice storm. So, pretty much you see that the little red dot is being dragged upwards towards the center of the circle. I doubt highly, I strongly doubt, that just one of each of these is going to be enough to get us into the T1 zone. They never are for planets that are not already in the green orbit around their planet. So if it turns out, and you'll see, like, if it goes down to one little arrow and then it starts to turn around, you'll know that we've just basically wasted one of each thing on this planet, and we've lost 300,000 Spore bucks worth of thing, and that's not good. We might make it, though. We might make it. Come on. Keep creeping up, little guy. Keep creeping up. We're almost there. We're almost there. We can make money. Nope. It's starting to turn. Starting to turn around. Yep. I always kind of knew that this planet wasn't going to get sorted out by that, so that's why I saved beforehand. And that's kind of how we play it. Now, that's going to be it for this particular episode, but I am going to show you one thing, which I said I would, and this is how to resolve the problem of that one final adventure mission that you just can't seem to get. If you go to the Galactic Adventures on the main menu, you can actually choose to do a quick play. Now the thing is, okay, only one of these adventures will actually let you choose your own captain. All the others will basically stick you in some other little captain's role, and that you don't get anything from any of these. The only one that gives you any captain's points is Adventure Town. So we'll do that. That's going to get us up enough to get our next level of weapon. So it lets us choose our captain. We will choose Captain Derek Biter of the Biter Derek Empire. And they will send you to the Adventure Town one, which is also kind of wandering around in a city, so to speak. And I like how it's giving us sort of the warlike Imperial March type music, even though we're just coming down onto what is literally a disco planet.
Well, there is a disco version of the Imperial March.
I bet. Welcome, Captain, to Spore Galactic Adventures, blah. So yeah, Little Bunny is saying hello, Captain. We have entered an acid trip. And they all giggled as soon as I said that. I love this audience. God, it's so gaudy. It's so over the top. Look at these guys. Look at them. And butterflies. This is an actual mission made by Maxis.
Can you still make your own, even though the network is down?
Yeah, you can, although generally the ones that you make are only worth like about 50 points. Or, 5 points. It's some ridiculously shit number. But you can make your own, but that's still a lot of work for someone like me. God. At least he's surrounded with bitches who only are wearing flowers. Skip. It still counts. We spoke to him. Like I said, if anybody wants to actually, see the adventures and play the game and all that, play the damn game. I'm not going to be your vicarious living. It's got a little bit of a disco vibe going on. And then, of course, there's the stage where we got to talk to the playwright. Oh, look at that awesome dragon, dude. Look. What? I don't know if that's a vehicle or what that is. We talked to the stage guy. What is it?
I would have thought it was a house or something.
Yeah, it does kind of look like it's a house asset, because it's got the puffing smokestack on there. And walking over here, we have Miss Spoffit and her pet Spoffit. Spoffit, basically a sheep. Sheep with a gigantic face. There's more Spoffets over here. Hold on, wait. Shaved Spoffet? Wow, shaved Spoffets, guys. Okay.
Well, I know you like a shaved Spoffets.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite kind of Spoffet. Now we gotta talk to Captain Amazing. Yes, his name is actually Captain Amazing. I will at least point this out. Captain Amazing can be a little difficult to find unless you go up the ramp. Because there's no indication of height on this thing, so up the ramp we go. And it's at least pleasing to look upon. It's bright and sunny and colorful, and there's designs going on. It's nice. And here's Captain Amazing. Okay. He's a little amazing, I guess. Screw off.
Not in a positive way.
Yeah. Alright, now we gotta go talk to a carny.
Slag off.
Yeah. I should have made this thing like jet black and called it Toothless. That would have been awesome. Yeah. Rambler's like, he's trying to out-dapper you, he must die. You're damn right. Shut up, carny.
He's got a belt of many things.
This guy?
Hmm.
What's
utility belts?
I'm just kind of paying attention to the music right now, which sounds oddly, insultingly, a little bit like traditional Jewish music for parties. So screw you, Maxis.
Oy vey.
Shut up. Do not finish that sentence. I know where you're going to finish that sentence with, and you cannot. You cannot.
All right.
Mr. Mayor again. He too has a belt of things. And the tree is blocking our view of the captain. Oh, he's moonwalking! Yes! That is so skillful. This is not our first adventure, but it gets us the requisite points to unlock our next thing. And having a ranged attack, the Plasma Pulsar, is actually quite a good idea. So that's what you can do to get that final last little bit of Spore points to get your captain up to speed. And no, the belts are not actually explosive devices, Rambler. It's not that kind of game. But there you have it, folks. That's leg one of our space mission. It's gonna, we're gonna do some more adventures. I'm gonna try to get all the adventure missions out of the way on the channel. But as time goes on, eventually there's going to be a certain kind of sameness. Well, when I start destroying planets, you'll know that the end is nigh. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Once again, I am Alex, also known as Solanus Dracone. With me has been Alexander the Limey Whimsy. Goodbye, Whimsy.
Bye-bye.